My beloved child, before you do anything else, pause for just a moment. There is a reason your heart brought you here today, and what you are about to hear may feel strangely familiar. Your soulmate is attempting to reach you right now, not only through words, but through silent emotions, memories, and moments that seem impossible to explain. Have you noticed unusual thoughts appearing out of nowhere? A sudden feeling that someone is thinking about you? Those moments are not as ordinary as they seem. Stay with me for a moment, because what begins as a simple feeling is about to unfold into something much deeper. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and you may finally understand why certain doors closed only to prepare you for one that is now beginning to open. There is something your soulmate has been carrying for longer than you realize. They have replayed conversations that never happened, imagined reaching out countless times, and wondered whether destiny had already decided your story. But recently, something shifted. A realization arrived when they least expected it, making them understand that silence could no longer hide what their heart truly wanted to say. The strange part is that this change happened almost instantly, as though an invisible force gently pushed them toward the truth. This may resonate as we continue, because if you've been sensing unusual emotions lately, they may not belong to you alone. They could be echoes of someone else's heart trying to find its way back to yours. What makes this moment extraordinary is not simply that someone is thinking about you, it is why they are doing it now. Your soulmate has begun seeing connections they ignored before. Small coincidences suddenly carry meaning. Familiar places remind them of possibilities they once overlooked. They are beginning to realize that timing is not always about being late, sometimes it is about finally becoming ready. And that readiness creates a powerful energy, one that quietly reaches across distance and uncertainty. Something huge is waiting for you, but before it can fully arrive, there is one important realization you must hear until the very end, because the next piece of this story changes everything you believed about this connection. Imagine someone standing at the edge of a decision, wondering whether one message could rewrite an entire chapter of life. That is where your soulmate finds themselves now. They are questioning old fears, releasing old doubts, and slowly gathering the courage they once believed they had lost. Every passing day makes the urge to reconnect stronger than the excuses that kept them away. Yet there remains one final obstacle, one final unanswered question, that only time can reveal. The surprising truth is that this obstacle is much smaller than it appears, and once it disappears, everything they have been holding inside may finally come forward. So before you leave, remember this: not every important message arrives as a notification on a screen. Some arrive as a feeling that refuses to disappear, a quiet reminder that your story is still being written. Today may seem ordinary, but ordinary days often become unforgettable in hindsight. Keep your heart open, because what feels like silence could actually be the beginning of a conversation destiny has been preparing for much longer than you know. And the most remarkable part of all? The message your soulmate has been trying to send is closer to reaching you than ever before, and what it reveals could change the way you see this entire journey. The closer your soulmate comes to reaching out, the more unexpected signs begin to appear. They are starting to notice details they once ignored, little reminders that quietly bring your presence back into their thoughts. A familiar song, an old memory, or a moment of silence suddenly feels different. None of these moments seem important on their own, yet together they create a picture that is impossible to overlook. Stay with me for a moment, because the next part of this journey reveals why these moments have been happening all at once. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and you may recognize that the timing behind all of this has been far more meaningful than it first appeared. Your soulmate has reached a point where pretending everything is fine no longer feels possible. Deep inside, they have begun asking themselves questions they avoided for a long time. What if I waited too long? What if this connection was never meant to disappear? Those questions have become louder with each passing day. Instead of finding answers, they keep finding reminders of you. The remarkable part is that every reminder encourages them to move one step closer instead of one step away. This may resonate as we continue, because the same unseen thread that is guiding them may also be encouraging you to pay closer attention to your own heart. There is another layer to this story that almost no one expects. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that some delays are not failures, they are preparation. Every challenge, every misunderstanding, and every unanswered question has quietly shaped both of you into stronger versions of yourselves. That realization has changed the way they see the past. Instead of focusing on what was lost, they are beginning to focus on what could still be possible. Something huge is waiting for you, but before that chapter can fully unfold, there is one final realization that neither of you expected to discover. If this message is speaking to you so far, don't forget to share this video with someone who believes in meaningful connections, subscribe for more inspiring journeys, and let this story continue with you. The most surprising part is still ahead. Your soulmate has started preparing themselves for a conversation they never imagined they would have the courage to begin. They are carefully choosing the right moment, hoping that when the opportunity arrives, the words will finally reflect everything they have been carrying inside. They no longer want fear to decide the future. Instead, they want honesty to guide the next chapter. That decision alone has already started changing the direction of this connection in quiet but powerful ways. And yet, one final piece remains hidden. There is something your soulmate has recently realized about you that has completely transformed the way they view this bond. It is not based on assumptions or old memories, it is based on understanding that only arrived after deep reflection. That realization is becoming the very reason they feel drawn to reach out now instead of later. But what exactly did they discover? That answer is closer than ever, and it will completely reshape everything you've heard so far. There is one detail your soulmate has not shared with anyone, and it has quietly become the reason they can no longer ignore this connection. They have finally stopped asking whether you were important and started asking why your presence has remained in their heart for so long. That single question changed everything. Stay with me for a moment, because what happened next surprised even them. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and you may realize why certain moments in your own life suddenly began to feel different without any clear explanation. The answers did not arrive all at once. They came through quiet reflection, unexpected memories, and moments that encouraged your soulmate to see the past from a completely new perspective. They recognized that some of the greatest lessons in life are discovered only after enough time has passed. Instead of focusing on old disappointments, they began noticing the strength, kindness, and understanding that this journey had created within both of you. This may resonate as we continue, because sometimes distance does not erase a meaningful connection, it simply allows people to recognize its true value. Then came the moment that changed everything. Your soulmate imagined what life would look like if they allowed fear to remain in control forever. The answer left them unsettled. They realized that unanswered questions can stay in the heart much longer than difficult conversations. That realization became the turning point. Instead of waiting for the perfect circumstances, they started preparing themselves to embrace honesty whenever the right opportunity appears. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is connected to a decision that has been quietly forming within them for longer than you could imagine. What makes this even more remarkable is that they are no longer searching for certainty, they are searching for authenticity. They understand that genuine connections are built through openness, patience, and courage. Every passing day strengthens their desire to express what has remained unspoken. Although the future has not revealed every answer yet, they no longer wish to let uncertainty define this chapter. They are beginning to believe that some stories deserve another chance simply because they never truly reached their ending. And just when it seems the mystery has been solved, another unexpected layer begins to appear. Your soulmate has recently become aware of one final truth, something they overlooked from the very beginning. This realization is so meaningful that it has the power to reshape every decision they make from this point forward. They are closer than ever to acting on what their heart has been trying to tell them. And the next chapter reveals the one discovery they never saw coming. A quiet shift has already begun, even if neither of you can fully see it yet. The distance that once felt impossible is no longer as powerful as it used to be. Your soulmate has reached a point where they understand that waiting forever is no longer an answer. Every day they delay, the feeling grows stronger instead of fading away. Stay with me for a moment, because the next revelation explains why this change happened so suddenly. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and you may discover that the timing of this message is far more meaningful than it first appears. Recently, your soulmate experienced a simple moment that completely changed their perspective. It wasn't a dramatic event, it was a quiet realization that arrived when they least expected it. They understood that some people enter our lives for a reason too important to ignore. Since then, they have found themselves thinking less about what could go wrong and more about what could finally go right. This may resonate as we continue, because the same quiet transformation may already be unfolding within your own heart without you even realizing it. There is one final hesitation they are still overcoming. It is not about whether they care. It is about finding the courage to speak with complete honesty. They want their next step to come from sincerity rather than fear. That is why everything feels so close now, as though the next chapter is waiting just beyond the horizon. Something huge is waiting for you, and the surprising part is that it has been moving toward this moment much longer than either of you knew. If this story has been meaningful to you so far, share this video with someone who enjoys uplifting stories, subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter, and continue this journey with us. The story, however, is not over. The most meaningful realization has not yet been revealed. Your soulmate has uncovered one final truth that connects every unanswered question, every unexpected delay, and every unforgettable memory into one complete picture. Once that truth becomes clear, nothing will feel the same again. The final chapter holds the answer they have been searching for all along, and it may become the beginning of a completely new chapter in this remarkable journey. The final piece of this story is not about a perfect ending, it is about a powerful beginning. Your soulmate has finally reached a place where they understand that meaningful connections are built on honesty, patience, and courage. The answers they spent so long searching for were never hidden in the outside world. They were growing quietly within their own heart. Stay with me for a moment, because everything you've heard until now leads to this single realization. As this unfolds, clarity will come, and you may understand why every chapter of this journey unfolded exactly when it did. Your soulmate no longer sees the past as something to fear. Instead, they see it as a teacher that prepared them for wiser choices ahead. They have learned that assumptions create distance, while understanding creates peace. That shift in perspective has given them the confidence to stop looking backward and start looking toward what is possible. This may resonate as we continue, because many of life's greatest turning points begin with one quiet decision to move forward with hope instead of hesitation. Now the message they have been trying to send becomes clear. It is not a message of regret, but one of appreciation. They recognize the strength you represent, the lessons this journey has brought, and the importance of treating every meaningful connection with care and respect. Whether your paths cross again in a familiar way or simply leave each of you stronger than before, they now understand that genuine kindness and honesty are never wasted. Something huge is waiting for you, not because the future is already written, but because every new day brings fresh opportunities to grow, reconnect, and create meaningful moments. As this journey comes to a close, remember one thing above all else: some of the most important messages in life are not the loudest. They are the ones that quietly encourage us to become better, more understanding, and more grateful. Carry that lesson with you today. Let hope replace doubt, let patience replace worry, and let wisdom guide every step you take. Sometimes the greatest gift is not knowing exactly what tomorrow holds, but believing that every experience has the power to shape you into the person you are meant to become. And so, this chapter ends with a simple reminder. Your story is still being written. New opportunities, unexpected conversations, and meaningful moments can appear when you least expect them. Keep your heart open, continue moving forward with confidence, and never underestimate the impact of kindness, faith, and perseverance. What truly matters is not rushing toward the next chapter, it is becoming ready for it. When the right moment arrives,